Hey gamers, welcome to my game room. AJ from Rolling With Roc here. It's Monday, ROCtober 5th, and we are continuing the countdown to number 1 of my top 67 games of all time with number 60 through 56. Just two quick reminders before we get into the list that these are my opinions on board games that I have played, and I have not played a vast number of board games, especially a lot of the highly rated board games on BGG. So if you're noticing that some games are missing, please just go ahead and let me know in the comments about games that maybe I should check out. And when you do leave comments on any of my videos in ROCtober, it enters you into our month-end contest, Board Game Trick or Treat, that will be announced on Halloween Day, ROCtober 31st. Remember that there will be a new ROCtober video releasing every Monday through Saturday here on YouTube. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are my top 67 games of all time. Tuesdays will be a new Rock review. Thursdays will be a Rock Rex unboxing. And Saturdays are Rock and Remy review and play some hobby games. And then on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern over on my Twitch channel, you can see me play some live board games. And then throughout the month, I'll be jumping into some random games of Among Us with friends on separate nights like I did a couple nights ago on my Twitch channel. So go ahead and follow me here on YouTube. Give me a subscription if you like this content so far. Remember, leave comments, likes, and please share all this content with other people that you know that enjoy board games. I'm still very new. I've only been doing this for about a year. And I would love your help in growing my channel and especially ROCtober as I celebrate my 1-year anniversary. So thank you very much. And with that, let's get right into the list with number 60. Number 60 on this list is my first, and probably many others, exposure to one of my favorite mechanisms, deck building, and that is Dominion from Rio Grande Games. This specifically is the Intrigue box, which I believe is the only other base game box for Dominion other than Dominion, just the original. We have Dominion Intrigue, and then 4 other expansions. I don't actually have the base Dominion box, but Dominion opened my eyes to deck building, and I think most other people as well. And I love the aspect of everybody starts with the same exact thing in their hand, and then depending on what cards you draw, you can buy different cards from the market using your coins, getting cards that allow you to draw more cards, allow you to get better coins, and then eventually start going for victory points. And you're building your deck, you're building an engine to try to allow you to get better cards later in the game. And as you get a nice engine going and you have the right cards come out at the right times, you can really get the nice high point cards. And then eventually, at the end, whoever has the most victory point cards is going to win. It's a simple game that has been surpassed in the deck building mechanic by other ones that added to the mechanic or streamlined the mechanic in ways that Dominion just didn't do at the time. But none of those games would have been possible without Dominion. So for its foundations of a mechanic that I absolutely adore, Dominion makes it in at number 60 on my top 67 games of all time. Number 59. Number 59 is a game that many people love, that I like, which is Terraforming Mars from Stronghold Games and Fricks Games. In Terraforming Mars, it is a economic engine builder game where you have to raise the oxygen, the temperature, and the amount of water on Mars to make it inhabitable and to colonize it. You have cards. You start off as a company who is traveling to Mars to make it inhabitable, and you play cards to build up an engine, to build powers, to make universal credits, which are ultimately going to be your win condition, and trying to do that over the course of the game using your resources. It is a fun game. The couple things that bring this game down for me, that I think brings it up for a lot of people, is one, the length. I know that a lot of people love longer games, and like the box play time is 2 hours, so everybody knows it's going to take even longer than that. And then the amount of cards and like reading, once you really start building up your tableau, you could have different powers and different things, and I always miss stuff. So I'm never taking use of my whole everything in front of me. I always miss things. There's just so many cards, and there's so much content for this game, which is great because it is a good game, and so there is a lot of content out there. But I feel like you don't need all the content for this. I think most people agree that Prelude is the best expansion for this, and then things like Elysium, the Elysium map, and the Phoenix Next box are nice to add to it. I have actually not been able to play with Colonies or the Turmoil expansions yet. We do own them, but we have not played Terraforming Mars in a little bit. So maybe the next time I play it, it will bring the game back up on my list a little bit. But for right now, this is where I feel like it falls. It is a good game to me. Like I said, I like it where a lot of other people love it. So that, once again, is Terraforming Mars at number 59. Number 58. Number 58 is a worker placement game designed and illustrated by Ryan Lockett that is the Ancient World, 2nd edition from Red Raven Games. In the Ancient World, you are a city-state trying to entice citizens from 5 different tribes that are represented by banners to help you do different actions on the board. These actions will allow you to build up your military, build up your economy, and build empire cards to entice even more citizens to come to your city-state. You also have to beware and protect those citizens from titans each round who are trying to wreak havoc on your city-state. This is a very enjoyable, fun game to play that I want to play again soon. It's been a little bit since we have played it, but the couple times that I have, I really enjoyed it. And when you pick up a Red Raven game, you know that not only are the mechanisms of the game going to be, very good and streamlined, but the artwork and the component quality of almost every Red Raven game that, especially every Red Raven game that I own, is always top notch. Anytime that Ryan has his name on a box, I know that it's instantly at least worth a look for me. And this will not be the last Red Raven game you see on this list. So that is the Ancient World 2nd edition from Red Raven Games, number 58. Number 57. Number 57 on my list is from Stefan Feld, where you are a aristocrat in medieval France trying to build your princedom up with tile placement and making yours the best in all the land in the castles of Burgundy from Alia and Ravensburger. This is a dice rolling set collection tile placement game where you have to roll dice to acquire different colored tiles to place on a grid. And I can show you what the player board looks like. So and each of these has a different number that corresponds to them. So like you would have a 6 and a 2, a 1, and you have to try to get the correct tiles on the correct placement to earn points, all the while acquiring buildings and other resources to earn victory points for the end of the game. This is a game that I have only played a couple of times, but have greatly enjoyed it. It's another game that a lot of people love. A lot of people really enjoy the Castles of Burgundy. If you're able to get this game, I would say, or at least play it, give it a try and see if this is a style of game for you. There are quite a few Stefan Feld games in my collection, and some others will be on this list down the line. But for number 57, that is the Castles of Burgundy. Number 56. Number 56 is a cooperative game of Burnation, Majesty, and Consummate V's. Yes, it is Trogdor, the board game. In Trogdor, the board game, you are a keeper of Trogdor, setting him loose on the kingdom of peasantry as he burninates the countryside. But beware of the knights, the archer, and of course the Troghammer, as they try to keep Trogdor at bay. But by burninating peasants and setting them loose, they will burninate the countryside as they go until they flame out. And you can set ablaze the thatch roof cottages. Only by burninating the peasants, the cottages, and all of the land tires can Trogdor ultimately be satisfied and the keepers achieve victory. This is a game that I absolutely adore for many reasons. Anyone who grew up watching Homestar Runner and the Strong Bad emails will ultimately have a nostalgia aspect to this game, but it is not one of those games that is there for nostalgia and has no gameplay mechanism. The game itself is, even if I had no knowledge of Trogdor or Strong Bad or Homestar Runner prior to this, the game would still be fun and enjoyable. It just takes it to 11 because of everything that I know from that series. And being cooperative, which is probably my game group's favorite games to play, makes it even better. But I just want to show the component quality, at least in this version of the game, is so nice. You have these awesome miniatures, like the thatch roof cottages, where you can take, this is the thatch roof cottage, you put the roof on top like that, little thatch roof cottages. But then when Trogdor burninates them, you flip the cottage over and it's burning! So the cottages are awesome. Of course, you have the peasants. Here's your peasant to peasantry. And then when Trogdor burninates him, you give them the flame helmet and they run through the land burninating until they flame up. But like I said, you have to watch out for the knights and the archers who will shoot their arrows at you. And of course, our hero of the land, Trogdor, with his beefy arm and his winglings. I love Trogdor. And you can probably hear it in my voice. I love this whole setting. The game is very fun. It encourages you to say things like arrowed and like all the jokes and everything that comes from the lore of this is included. There are lots of funny little things in the rule book. Everything really holds up with the lore of Trogdor and what they did with Strong Bad and Homestar Runner. So if you're a fan of that series, definitely look into getting Trogdor, the board game. If you're a fan of cooperative games, I would say at least give this game a look. And how many board games can you say have their own theme song? Because this one does. So yeah, that is number 56 on my top 67 games of all time. Trogdor, the board game. So for a quick recap of this video, at number 60 was Dominion. Number 59 was Terraforming Mars. Number 58, The Ancient World, 2nd edition. Number 57, The Castles of Burgundy. And number 56, Trogdor, the board game. So that'll do it for number 60 through 56 on my top 67 games of all time. Remember to leave a comment below saying anything that you like or dislike about these games or any other games that you think I haven't mentioned yet, but of course there's a lot of games to go still. And you will be entered into Board Game Trick or Treat. If there's any publishers out there or anybody who would like to contribute to Board Game Trick or Treat, please go ahead and send me an email at rollingwithroc@gmail.com, and we will make sure to get something arranged. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go for today. Remember to come back tomorrow. Tuesday will be my first rock review of ROCtober, and I am looking at Welcome To. So come back tomorrow for my review of Welcome To. And until next time, thank you guys so much for checking out my content, checking out ROCtober. Remember, please give likes, subscribes, comments, and share with your friends so we can try to help this channel and this event be the best that it can be. I can only grow with the help of all of you, so thank you everyone who views this content, shares it, and helps me in any way. I greatly appreciate all of you. I hope you have a great Monday, and until tomorrow, this was AJ from Rolling with Roc and ROCtober.